Hello, BookTube. I'm Peg, the Book Prize Addict, and this is another exciting week in Book Prize and Book Award territory. The PEN America Literary Awards selections, their short lists, have just come out, and I'm going to be talking about one of their many categories. Actually, I had seen PEN, awards on different books through the years and didn't really understand what the organization actually was. But so I've looked up a little bit on their website and found out a little bit about them. PEN is actually our PEN America is part of PEN International, which is a group that actually supports persecuted writers. Actually, their stated mission is to unite writers, celebrate creative expression, and defend the liberties that make it possible. There's over 100 groups in different countries. So that's why I guess I often see that this was, won a PEN award. It could have been one of different awards, but all from this main group. I also was reading about that they're now trying to help some writers with their immigration problems, especially PEN America is helping some of those that are having some problems there. This is going to, the 8 different categories the winners are going to be announced in a celebration in New York on February 20th. So we don't have very long to read these. I'm going to end up going through several of the categories because these have some great books on it. But today I'm going to talk about the category of prize for best translated novel. I think I see a lot of interest lately in translated novels here on BookTube and in written criticism that I read, and I think a lot of people are becoming conscious of great books from around the world. And before I start going through the PEN Award list on translated works, I wanted to give a shout out to a booktuber who's starting a new group on Goodreads just for discussions of translated works. The name of the channel is Beyond the Epilogue, and it's a young woman who does wonderful reviews of translated works. I've been reading hers for some time, and she went through the Complete Man Booker International when it was out last year and read all of them and gave excellent reviews. So if you're into foreign and translated works, you need to subscribe to her. I've put a link below to both her channel announcing her new group that she's forming on Goodreads called Distracted by Books, and it's specifically for discussions on translated works, and she is going to mainly center on the Booker International Award list when it comes out in a few months. But in the meantime, they're discussing others. It's kind of funny, when I tried to join the group on Goodreads, it wouldn't let me join because it didn't have a birth date for me, and you have to be over 18 to join this group. So you may have to change your profile a little on Goodreads to be able to join it. I still haven't figured out how to do that, but I could guarantee them I'm over 18. Oh well. Anyway, okay. On to the translated list itself. I actually am planning to read some of these, and I have the actual copies of some of them, which I'll go through here. The first one is, which I've already started, is Catalan Street, and it is translated from the Hungarian. It won the Best European Novel Prize in 2007. It takes place in Budapest, And in 1944, when the German occupation was there, and it deals with three families who actually lived a very nice life in nice houses on Catalan Street, and they were taken from their homes and put in a kind of a Soviet-style cramped apartment in town, and their life in this, and kind of ironic factor, they were able to look out the window and see in the distance their old house and what was being done to it that they loved so much. Okay, next we have Book of Emma Reyes by Emma Reyes, and this is translated from the Spanish and is a memoir of her growing up, just a horrible life with none of the necessary means, very poor. She was orphaned, and then what she makes out of her life as she meets other artists and authors and becomes this very gifted writer. Actually, this is done through a series of letters, which is interesting. You don't see many letters anymore. Okay, next we have Out in the Open. This is translated from the Spanish, and it is a debut novel, and it's the dystopian tale of a young boy's flight through savage and unnamed country. So that sounds actually quite interesting also. The last one that I actually have in hard copy is The Impossible Fairy Tale. It's translated from the Korean, and it's an eerie, unpredictable novel about two girls in grade school, and they're forming, the Society of Children forms their own sort of strange, vicious group and does some strange things. And this is actually told, the narrator is the teacher. So this looks to be quite interesting also. And I love the colors. Pink is my color today. Okay, now the last one I don't have a hard copy of because I had already read it on Kindle when it was up for another prize, and that's Horse Walks into a Bar. This is translated from Hebrew. This has been out for a while. It actually won the Man Booker International last year, and I'm looking forward to reading again. It's a book people seem to either love or hate, one of those, but it's a book you'll never forget. Just briefly, it's a character kind of based story about a stand-up comic man, and it's all kind of a one-act comic thing that he does, and his friend of old is there, and it's just amazing what the author does with this crowd scene where this stand-up comic is giving his spiel, you might say. And as I said, you'll never forget it once you read it. Okay, those are the translated works. Let me know if you're planning to read any of them, and do think about joining the group on her channel. And I'll be back soon. I'm going to do more of the lists on this PEN Award because there are a lot of great books. Okay, happy reading. Bye.